Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to every single person out there. Hello, Japan. Hello, Singapore. What? I'm getting a lot of love from Japan and Singapore. I would love to go to either country, period. My sons have been to Singapore only for about 12 hours, period. In that 12 hours, they loved it, period. They weren't, period. I said period because I'm used to doing my text to talk, my dictation. And I just said period as if I was ending a sentence in my text to talk. That is sad. That's real sad. Real sad. But my sons went to Singapore and they had a layover for like 16 hours. And they loved it except the humidity. They were like, I swear it's like 99% humidity and no one has air conditioning. So they had a problem with the heat, but they thought the city was awesome. Um, Japan, I would love to go to Japan. I would love to go to Singapore. I would love to go anywhere, honestly. I mean, not so much, the Middle East. I actually would love to go to the Middle East. I would love to meet the Iranian people. I would love to meet people from different countries in the Middle East because it's their government that sucks, not the people. I mean, of course, there's people in the Middle East. There's the people in the UK, in Canada, here in America. There's people all over that suck. I mean, you're going to find sucky people, unfortunately, all over the world. That is one thing every country has in common. Every single country has shitty people in their country. But I digress. What I'm working on, as we all know, what I've been working on all of my podcasts are starting out my podcasts, leading everybody in and not just jumping right into it like I have a tendency to do. Again, I always say this, I have no foreplay. I'm just like, hello, and then jump right into things with no easing into it. So I've been working on that, but I'm one of those people where, if I have something to say, I have to say it so I don't forget. But anyway, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope every single person out there is having a fantabulous, fantastically awesome, wonderful day. I mean, that's a pretty high standard, actually. I mean, that's setting the bar real high to have a fantastically awesome, fantabulous day. I mean, that's a pretty damn good day. But I hope you have it. I hope that you guys have it. And if not, I hope you at least have a good day. I hope it's not a bad day. Set the standards a little low, like certain groups of people like to do. Lower those standards so that other people can achieve. I don't like doing that. I like setting the bar high so that we can all have high standards for ourselves. I like to have high standards for myself. I mean, not so high that I am just constantly, type A and never relaxing because I think I have to be perfect. I don't mean unrealistic, crazy, high, unrealistic perfection, standards. Well, I do set those standards kind of for myself because I'm a lunatic and I'm type A, and I do set those standards for myself. However, I don't think people should set those kinds of standards because it leads to ulcers, migraines, you know, insomnia, case in point. Sorry, I had to have a swig of coffee here. Anyway, standards. What has happened to standards? I talked about, pride in one of my podcasts. It was called Pride and Dignity. And I talked about people's definitions of pride and how people are awfully proud of themselves for things like making a video rejoicing in the assassination of innocent people. Making videos rejoicing in the fact that someone almost got assassinated, and then they get on there and go, oh, do better, try again. You didn't quite get them, try again. And people are proud of themselves for making videos like that. There are nurses and med techs and CNAs and stuff that, and people in the medical profession that have made videos and are making videos threatening people, threatening their lives if they disagree with them. And they're proud of themselves. They're proud of their posts. And that's a vastly different type of definition of pride. Well, I think standards are the same thing. People are lowering their standards and lowering their standards. And DEI is a huge example of that. The state of Oregon is a huge example, like I talked about in the Pride and Dignity podcast or episode, that the state of Oregon, you no longer have to read, write, or speak English fluently. You have to know a little. You have to know about as much as, a fifth grader to graduate. But, well, I shouldn't even say a fifth grader because fifth graders pretty much know how to read and stuff. You have to know as much as like a kindergartner, You have to know your alphabet and know basic sounds of things, and then you can graduate in the state of Oregon and go on to try to get into colleges that have equally terrible standards and have no standards whatsoever. They've set the bar so low that you can be a rock and get into college. Not every college has done that, of course. Some colleges still have standards and pride, but not the state of Oregon. No shame, no pride, no standards whatsoever, thanks to Kate Brown and Flush It Down Kate Brown and Tina Tampon. Tim Tampon, Tina Tampon. Man, if they both weren't gay, they would make a great couple. They look like each other. One looks like a fatter version of the other. Tina's skinnier and taller. At least I think. Maybe they're the same height. But Tim's fatter. But they basically look like a male and female version of each other. Tim says he's not gay, but he's gay. Allegedly. We'll say allegedly so I don't get in trouble, but, wink, wink. So, and Tina is, and there's nothing wrong, by the way. I don't care if you're gay. Be gay. Gay, by the way, I love how people act like they invented gay. Women sleeping with other women and experimenting with other women. I know that when you're gay, you're not experimenting. It's not an experiment. It's your lifestyle. But women and men have been experimenting with each other and touching each other since way back in the day. Like we're talking like before the 1600s. People have touched each other's private parts and been interested and been infatuated. And so this is not a new thing. And being gay and being accepted as gay has been going on for a very long time. It's not new. It's nothing that's, like, I don't understand why people act like being gay is a big deal. It's not. It's your thing. You should be proud of that. Not saying you shouldn't be proud of it. Just saying that no one gives a shit. You're not special. Just like no one gives a shit if you're straight or bi. That's not special either. I don't think that your sexuality makes you special. And neither does this bird. Yeah, you say it, bird. Yeah. It doesn't make you special. And if you think that your standards for what makes you a good person or right? Or having special rights and different rights, what do you need, my friend? Where are you? I can hear you. I can't see you. Where are you? Right? Sounds like he's going right. Hi, friend. Where are you? But what should, I feel, make you special is, again, how you treat others. Do you have morals and ethics? Do you treat people with respect and kindness and dignity? Are you apologetic when you do something wrong? Do you genuinely apologize and mean it? Are you a good person? Do you steal? Do you lie? Are you a hypocrite? Do you walk the walk and talk the talk? I mean, our standards, like pride, have just really gotten, I think, all funky and cattywampus. The things people are proud of nowadays just boggle my mind. Again, I think we have vastly different definitions of pride, or at least different ways of expressing ourselves, and that's okay. Express yourself how you want. But to be proud of getting on social media and talk about the death of someone else and say that you're going to unalive someone and you're going to bully someone and you're going to poison someone, you're going to make someone sick or assassinate someone because they disagree with you. Well, that's, I think, standards that you should probably have higher standards than that. And I don't feel you should be proud. Oh my gosh, this bird is like going to town. Dude, But standards, could we lower them anymore? It seems like every day people are lowering their standards. Like, I see fights of people breaking out in fights in restaurants now, in stores, in public stores. People are causing fights over absolutely nothing. And when I say fights, I don't just mean verbal, I'm talking physical altercations. Do you understand that children see this? And then we wonder why children are fucking assholes now, why they're all morons and have no brain cells and they don't even know how to count or read or function at all. They have no social skills whatsoever because they have social skills, it's just bullying. Because they're learning from their parents or their siblings that it's okay to just start fights and beat the shit out of each other anytime we disagree. We're teaching them that we should assassinate others and make fun of people that have been assassinated and make videos rejoicing in the assassination of others' freedom of speech. That's what we're teaching our kids. That's the standards that we're passing on to our kids. We're saying you can graduate from high school having the IQ of 60, and that's acceptable. Go ahead, go out into the world being a moron. Do you understand that you're setting your kids up for failure? You're setting them up to work for things that are going to make a minimum wage at best, which minimum wage jobs are great for people that don't have, to pay rent or pay any kind of bills. If you love your kids so much and you believe that your kids are these perfect little angels that you say they are, why don't you have higher expectations and higher standards for them? If you think that they are truly wonderful, perfect little angels, then why aren't you setting them up to succeed and having them have higher standards? You want them to fail? You want them to go out having the IQ of 60 and try to pay bills and try to make it in the world and understand what's going on in the world and get a job? What kind of parent are you? A shitty one, I'm sorry, but you are. And then everybody else has to deal with your fucked up moron of a child. Now, you can do all the right things as a parent, and you might still have an asshole kid. You might do all of the things that every parenting book or everybody says to do, and you can still have a problem child. I get that. You can still have a child that grows up to be an unsuccessful, shitty human. Just like you can do all the wrong things and have a very successful, kind, respectful human. So I understand that sometimes you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. And I understand that because let me tell you, I have two sons, and I did the gentle parenting with one of them because I was going through cancer and a divorce, and I had meningitis, and I had about 1,000 things going on in my life. And to be very honest, I've talked about this in my podcast called Family Issues. I mean, not my podcast. I keep saying that. God. I talked about this in one of my episodes of my podcast. It's called Family Issues. I did the gentle parenting with one, and it did not work. It created a problem child. And then I did the no means no. Don't blow smoke up their ass. Of course, support them. Of course, encourage them. Of course, make sure that they know that they are loved. I love both of my sons incredibly, like more than I can even convey to you. I love them more than I could convey, and I love them both equally. But I don't always like them both equally. I hate to say it. That's a thing that a lot of parents are not going to admit. And people are going to go, oh my gosh, oh my goodness, my stars. Did that mom just say that there are times that maybe she doesn't like one of her grown adult sons? Yes, I did say that, and I will bet you 75% of parents have felt that way, just like I used to not like my parents sometimes. Loved them all the time. Always loved them. Always cared about them. Always wanted them around. And to this day, I miss my parents deeply. But I didn't always like them because just because someone is our family or our friend, sometimes we get annoyed. Sometimes we get pissed. Sometimes we don't like them. And that does apply to our family members. In fact, I think it applies to our family members more because usually we're around them more. We have a different bond, a different relationship. So therefore, we are going to have some issues with them. So I just say things that maybe other people won't admit. And maybe you haven't felt that way. And if you haven't, that's amazing. Again, just because I sometimes don't like someone for that moment, I'm not saying I always don't like them. I'm not saying I'm saying there are days, there are moments that I'm not a fan of one of my family members. Just like there are days and maybe moments I'm not a fan of one of my friends. Or Trump. People are going to go, wait, you don't think Trump is perfect? No. Again, I've talked about this on 1,000 episodes. I don't think any human in the world, I'm going to say it on every episode, I don't think there's a single soul on earth that's perfect that I agree with all the time about all things. And I don't think any of us should. That makes us a weird culty follower. I mean, I guess if you're following a religious, deity, if you believe in God, if you believe in whatever deity it is, I guess I understand. But I've had a lot of talks with God, and I'm like, I don't understand. A very open talk, because I always say, I don't know if you exist or not. I admit that. I'm like, I don't know if there's one God, a God at all, or several gods. I don't know who's pulling the strings. I don't know what's going on there. I believe that there are things that are far greater than myself. I believe in something. Don't know what that is, but I believe in something, because I don't think the sun and the moon and the stars revolves around me or my opinions. And just like I don't think that about Trump or my own kids, my own family, I do not think is perfect. So the standards that I have for my family are going to be probably a lot higher than standards I have for some Joe Schmo or for my coworker if I'm a boss. The standards I have might be different depending on who it is. But we should all have standards. We should all have standards. Women should have standards about who they're going to date and marry. Men should have standards about who they're going to date and marry. Bosses should have standards about who they're going to hire. This bird is on one. I don't know if he's desperately calling for help, or it's like a blue jay or a blue cardinal. Not sure. But anyway, standards are important. People that have a job, their bosses have standards that they want their employees to have. If you are at a resort and you've paid a lot of money, you have standards for what you expect. We shouldn't be lowering our standards. We shouldn't be like, every single person in the world should be able to do this, so we need to set the lowest bar so that every single person, no, not every single person deserves everything. That's another word that I think gets overused, deserves. Says who? Who determines who and what is deserving? Deserving is an opinion. People don't get to decide what's deserving. That's an opinion. I mean, if you apply for a job and they tell you that they're going to pay you for that job as long as you do the job description, then yes, I feel you deserve a paycheck. Now, whether you did a good job or not, and maybe your boss ends up going, hey, you did a shitty job, so therefore you deserve to get fired. Who knows if you actually deserve to get fired or not? Who knows if you actually did a good job? That's up to the people that were involved. But deserve, to me, is an opinion, and a lot of people think they deserve a lot of things. It's like the entitlement thing. Mine. You're like the seagulls on Finding Nemo. Mine. Not everything is yours. You don't deserve everything. You're not entitled to everything. Says fucking who? You? Again, who are you? Are Jesus? Are you Sister Mary Frances? Who the fuck are you? Why do you think that your opinions, your beliefs, your religion, your sexual orientation, your gender, what you identify as, you. It's like Toby Keith. Want to talk about you, want to talk about I, want to talk about number one, oh my, me, my, what I think, what I like, what I know, what I want, what I see. I like talking about you usually, but occasionally I want to talk about me. Okay, sorry for that. That was not my singing, but why does it always have to be around you? Who do you think you are? Why do you think that everybody else should completely abandon and give up their religion, their identity, their political point of view? So these people who have researched and put thought and energy and maybe grew up a certain way and feel just as passionate and just as strong about their beliefs and their identity as you do, but you think that they need to abandon it and give it up because some stranger that they've never met, don't know, some stranger just said, give it up because I said so. Because I said so. And if you don't give up your beliefs, your identity, your gender, your political affiliation, then you are a Nazi, racist, fascist piece of shit garbage. You, not me. If I don't give up mine, I'm awesome. And I'm a victim. And I'm a hero. If I stick to my guns and I do not ever listen to anybody else, and I don't hear anybody's point of view but mine, I don't listen to anybody's point of view but mine, I don't hear a single thing that anybody else has to say. I only listen to me and just me. I'm amazing and wonderful. And I'm not a racist, and I'm not a Nazi, and I'm not a homophobe. But everybody else is. Because everybody else has to listen to me. I don't have to listen to them. If they don't listen to me, if they don't give up every single thing they know because they're older than me, they've been around longer, they actually have researched and know facts, and they actually have extensively, wanted to be a Catholic or gay or a Republican or whatever. But no, they're the assholes if they don't give up and abandon their beliefs. Not you, though. Do you see how that makes you a narcissist pig? Standards. So the standard should be that you should be a human that actually listens and is open-minded like you claim you are. Because remember, if you are a Democrat or a liberal, you claim that you're open-minded, peace-loving, accepting people. But anytime someone asks you to be any of those things, you shut it down. Because your standards are everybody else needs to be that way, not me. Everybody else needs to be quiet, shut up, give up their constitutional rights, give up their everything, but not me. I get to still saunter around saying and doing whatever I want, breaking the law, because, hey, rules don't apply to me because I have different standards. I don't have the same standards as everybody else. The law does not apply to me, only everybody else. Rules don't apply to me, only everybody else. The Constitution of the United States doesn't apply to anybody else, just me and me, I. Because the standards are, I'm better, greater, I'm perfect, I'm wonderful, and everybody else should shut up, and I'm the center of the universe. That's what you're saying. And that's what you're teaching your kids. And now we have a bunch of punk idiot kids that really love themselves and aren't contributing anything. Congratulations. Good job. Way to have that bar set high. Yeah. And I'm glad that you're proud of that too. I'm glad that you get on to where the entire world, like you jump at the chance. You're like, oh, I'm going to make a social media post today, and it's going to be talking about how I want everybody dead that disagrees with me. Oh, it's going to be so good. It's going to be so good to talk about how I want to poison and make really sick anybody that disagrees with me. I'm going to make a video reenacting Charlie Kirk's assassination. It's going to be so good. I'm going to be proud of it. I am going to be proud of it. And I want my kids to see it because I want my kids to grow up to be sociopaths that handle things by assassinating people. And I'm going to be proud of it. And that's the standards that I've set for myself and my kids, and I'm proud of that. That's what you've been doing. And congratulations. And then teachers have the audacity to be bitching right now. Shut up. If you're a teacher, shut up. Shut up, shut up. Don't feel sorry for you. Most teachers, not all teachers, but all the teachers that promoted this behavior, which is, I would say a solid 80%, because I would say a good 80% of teachers are very, very wokey, libby. Maybe I'm being too much. Maybe it's more like 70. I wouldn't think any lower than 70% of teachers are wokey, libby, and you asked for it, and now you're all on social media going, shut up. Get the fuck off of social media. Stop crying your little crocodile tears about something you created, you supported, you encouraged, you promoted, and now it's biting you in the ass, and you're like, I can't be a teacher anymore. I can't. These kids are just terrible, horrible, vile. They're so disrespectful. They don't listen. Yeah, because you told them they didn't have to. You told them that their feelings matter more than anything else in the world. You told them that they're amazing, perfect little angels that can do no wrong. You ask them all the time how they feel, and there's never consequences. There's never accountability. Accountability. Consequences. Say it with me. Sorry, not trying to be I am trying to be a sarcastic, condescending dick. I am trying to be one, because it's fucking bullshit that people get on TV, get on social media and complain about things that they created, that everybody warned them about and said, hey, if you do this, kids are going to kind of get out of hand. Kids might slap you around. They might try to punch you. They might try to kick you. They might, misbehave if they don't, have consequences. If you tell them that they're perfect all the time and ask them how they're feeling all the time and you don't follow through with anything, well, you've now just made a demon seed. And you've unleashed that demon child onto the rest of the world that shouldn't have to deal with it. And then you get on social media and you go, I don't understand. I don't know. Yeah, you do. You just don't want to admit that you created this monster. You did it. The first step's admitting it, right? The first step is admitting it. So look yourself in the mirror. Walk over to the mirror right now and go, hi, I did this. I created a monster and now I'm having to deal with it. And now you go from there, if it's not too late. Teachers don't need to make more money. They need to manage their money, because I don't think that they should have to buy their own supplies at all. Definitely don't think they should have to buy their own supplies. But let's face it, schools get an obscene, psychotic amount of money donated to them. And where has it all gone? I want to get rid of the Department of Education because they're not educating our children. It needs to be dismantled because they're not educating our children, and nor are they putting the money into our children. Don't know where the money is going, but it's not to our children. I can tell you that. It's not to our children. I don't think it's to our teachers either, but you certainly aren't educating our kids because they're morons, and the statistics and facts prove it. It proves that they have no social skills whatsoever. They can't handle life. That's actually been proven. It's a stack. Don't fucking complain and go, teachers are just wonderful human beings that are single-handedly. Yes, there are very good teachers out there. There are amazing teachers out there. I'm not hating on all the teachers. Like I said, I'm hating on about the 70% of the wokey liberal teachers. I am hating on you guys because you suck. You're not a teacher. You shouldn't call yourself a teacher because you're not. You're not teaching anything, and it's your fault because you promoted these things. You encouraged these policies. You wanted to teach kids about transgender stuff, and you wanted to groom them instead of teaching them about real, actual, truthful history, factual history, or to teach them English or writing or reading or arithmetic. You're not teaching those things. So I am not a fan of the teachers that are the wokey teachers. I'm not. So I am talking to you. I'm not apologizing for that. I'm never going to apologize for that. It is what I mean. I'm going to say it. I do, however, feel bad for the teachers that didn't want this. I feel bad for the actual good teachers out there. They deserve a raise. They got into this actually wanting to educate children and had standards. Getting back to the standards thing, they actually believe in standards and think that our kids should not be raging morons when they graduate because they actually love kids, believe in kids, want kids to succeed. Why is being successful such a bad thing now? Why are we hating on successful people? We act like successful people didn't earn it, like it just fell into their lap. And sometimes it does. You know, like an influencer that, say, overnight had a viral video that made them a lot of money. Oh, you guys aren't against that, though, are you? No, you're all striving for that. And if you won the lottery, are you going to give it all away like you think everybody else should? That always gets people when I ask them that. So if you think billionaires or millionaires are terrible, horrible, no good people that should be paying even more in taxes, they already, by the way, for a fact, not opinion, fact, pay more proportionately, far more proportionately, far more per capita, if you want to say, than anybody else. So they already pay far more than anybody in taxes, and they don't get free health care and free rent and free cell phones and free food and free. They're actually paying, they are the ones paying for you to get free. And on top of that, paying a shit ton of taxes because the shit ton of taxes go toward your free. And then they have to pay a gajillion dollars for all of that. Meanwhile, you're not paying taxes at all, and you're getting taxes back for earned income credits. So you're not working, not paying taxes, get free health care, free food, free cell phone, free help with rent, free, and you're not working and not paying taxes, and then you get taxes back. So you're getting my taxes, you're getting my money that I am paying, you're getting it because you felt that you didn't have to work. See how that's annoying to people that are working when they have to work super hard and now I can't afford health care? I can't afford health care. I can't afford food. So when people are working really hard and they don't get health care because we don't qualify, you guys think that it's free. No, it's only free if you make basically no money because all the people that are making money have to pay for your fat fucks. Now, the people that are actually home because they are stay-at-home parents, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to the stay-at-home parents. I'm not talking to the disabled people. I'm not talking to the elderly. I'm not talking to them at all. So I don't want to hear people going, oh my God, I stay at home and I'm a stay-at-home mom. Oh my God, I stay at home and I'm disabled. First of all, disabled is a very loose term now, and what we think is disabled is bullshit. I'm sorry, there are people that have all 4 of their limbs missing and they still have a job. That's truly disabled and they still have a job. My Down syndrome sister-in-law has a job, okay? So disabled is a bunch of bullshit because I really want to know what disabled is. There are jobs that you can literally do from home. There are jobs you can do sitting down. There are jobs that you can do no matter if you're disabled or not. Unless you have brain damage, I don't really believe in disability. I mean, there are some disabilities, yes. I think there are some veterans and stuff, and there are some people that have disabilities, true disabilities. But I would say a good 45% of America, and I think that's actually being really conservative, is not disabled. I have a friend that calls herself disabled. Having bipolar is not a disability. Sorry, plenty of people work that have autism, that have all kinds of, that are depressed. Having bipolar is not a fucking disability. You can still work. There are many jobs you can have when you're bipolar. There are jobs you can have when you have Down syndrome. There are jobs you can have when you're quadriplegic. So disability, again, standards. What standards are we going by? We're going back to standards again because that's what this episode is about. Our standards for what's disability, who's disabled, has also, oh, you cry a lot. Oh, you're a victim that can't handle life. Disabled. Sorry, if you're a little victim that cries a lot and a little snowflake, that's not a disability. You're just being stupid, and people are sick of you. Put on some big boy pants. Buckle up, baby. and get to fucking work. It'll help you. Maybe you won't be depressed if you're getting the fuck out of bed and meeting people and getting out of your room. Now, I'm not hating on depressed people because I've been there, done that, and I realize people can tell you to get out of bed all day, but that's why it's depression. Because even when you know you need to get out of bed, even when you know that you should be happy, you can't be. That's called depression. I'm not knocking it. People with true depression, I feel bad for, not knocking it. But it's not a disability. It's sad. It's very sad, and I think it's a mental thing, but I don't think it's a disability. I think it's hard to work when you're depressed. It's very hard to work when you're depressed, but you can find something. Again, standards. I don't know where it happened to standards. Now, this is all just my opinion. Just my opinion. You can agree or disagree, and if you're a liberal, that probably means you want to assassinate me, because that's how you handle things, because that's your standard. Your standard is disagree, assassinate. Disagree, poison. Disagree, beat up. Disagree, cancel. Disagree, fire and censor. Disagree, bully. That is your standards. I have different standards. I think that people should be an adult and deal with life, because people are going to disagree with you, and my standards are you should suck it up, buttercup. Different strokes for different folks, I guess. Boy, are you guys glad that I jumped back into politics? I'm sure you're missing when I didn't talk about politics. This is why I took a break. I told you, I get fired up when it comes to politics. This is why I take a break, and I do a lot of episodes where I don't talk about politics at all. I need to go back to that, because see, this is what happens. I get all crazy. I get all fired up. Well, I don't think I'm being crazy, but I do get fired up. Anyway, thank you to everybody that's been listening. More and more people from all countries. Shout out to Canada. Shout out to Canada. Shout out to the UK. Shout out to Singapore and Japan. And shout out to everybody in America. America. Fuck yeah. Anyway, thank you. You guys rock my socks. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you. You are amazing. Amazing. I genuinely hope that you continue to listen. I hope you tell a friend, a neighbor, a coworker, a spouse, partner, everybody. And check out my YouTube, my Facebook, Clapper, TikTok, Instagram. Yeah, and remember to let go of the things that you can. Let go of the things you can't control. Just let them all go. I know it's easier said than done. Trust me, I realize it's far easier said than done. But try to let go of the things you cannot control. Focus on the things you can. Remember to take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth, and just let that shit go, right? Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you guys immensely. Until next time.